Today is our Flash Friday Finance update for the second week of March in 2021. And I've been meaning to do this video forever and talking about how to get the home loan statements, what we need when you're refinancing, and why we need what we ask for, because this has been the burden of our lives and yours when you're trying to get this stuff forever. So I'm hoping this will help. My name's Louise Lucas. I'm from the Property Education Company. We love sharing information and teaching people about finance and helping you get the right treatment and service that you need. Note, this is general advice, and we will be putting all those details down below. So home loan statements 101. So why do we need them? What do we need? And how can you get them to us? And that is the key. For us, please send all of our documents to documents@propertyed.com so they don't get lost. We have a special team dedicated to managing and looking after your documents. It's really important they go to the right place. And if you keep bombing me, I don't deal with them. So first up, why do we need them? Well, the banks want to check your serviceability and they're checking lots of things. And the other big problem is fraud. Of course, people do weird things on statements. Not my clients, I know. However, with the open banking system, which was introduced in the last 12 months, banks can actually see a lot of the statements, but there's some conditions where they can't. And they can also see the wrong things sometimes. So they might see if you've made a late payment or a missed payment, but there might be a good reason for that. So we need to see those statements first so we can counteract anything that might be going on behind the scenes. Sometimes people have applied at banks and been refused a home loan because they didn't know and realise what the bank was looking for in their statement. So please check with your broker. It's much better having someone safe on your team who's reviewing your details first. So what do we need? So we need one full statement which shows your name, address and account number. And the second one we need is 6 months up to the current date of transaction, showing debits, credits and balance. And the final thing that's really useful for us is the home screen print page showing all your accounts on one page. And I'm going to go through each of these in detail. So the statement, an original statement, has your name and address, most important, and it then has pages 1 to 3. If you are giving us a bank statement, do not just give page 1. This goes for credit cards or any bank statement or any proof of contract, any credit out there. If it says 3 pages, you give 3 pages, please, because they're looking for the entire page. Do not cut it, photograph it, paste it. That's not suitable. We need, and this in itself, what I've shown you, is not a full page. We need the actual page with the bottom of the page not cut off. I've just blown this in to show you exactly. But what we're looking for, and the trouble is you can see, well, this might have been up to May, but now we're in another month. And so we don't have the extra transactions. So this might give us the few months that were actually usually a statement period is 6 months. So the trouble is a lot of those statements will go from say July to December and now it's March. So we have 3 months where we're missing and people go, oh, I've sent you the original statement, but it finished in December. So we need both. We need this full transaction, this full statement from the bank, but we also need a transaction listing, which is up to the current date, to show conduct up to the current date. Now, on this transaction listing, what we can do is we don't have your name and address, but we do have an account number. So usually we can match this account number with the previous statement. And then we can show to the bank, well, here was an original statement, and now here's the transaction listing up to current date. And on this transaction listing, we need debits, credits, and the balance. Because people go, oh, it only shows debits and credits. No, that is not acceptable, because what we have to see is what was happening with the balance as time went on. Was your balance going down? Are you paying the correct amount, etc., etc.? So I hope that's a bit clearer. So we need both full transaction and a statement. Now the home page screen. This is your internet whole page that we can get to show all your accounts. And this is a really useful thing. And do not again take a print screen of this. Most of the lenders will have a button when you go to these pages up the top. See this print here, but most of them will have one of these on these pages. And when it prints, it actually prints the entire details of the page. If you actually do a cut and paste or a print, it actually will cut off lots of details. So we don't want that. Always try and use the actual print button on the bank's website. So do not take a print screen because it cuts off the page. Do not photograph with your phone. People often do this and that's just diabolical. No CSV downloads or any other suspect methods you can think of, because people send us all wild and woolly things and none of them are useful, nor are they clear. Do always use the print page on the bank's website, or use the keyboard shortcut. So go Control P and then print, but to PDF. And that gives us a perfect page for the full details that we require. Sometimes when you're looking at a transaction listing, you scroll down the page and it doesn't quite show 3 months. Keep scrolling and make sure it shows the full 3 months, then go Control P and it will print the entire lot, not just what you can see on your screen. It's a very useful tip. This alone shall save your life and ours. So don't do this. No name, no account number, and please think about who's reading what you're giving, because then if it doesn't make sense to someone else, because you're innocent and honest, I'm sure, and you're going, well, here, it's obvious, Louise, these are my accounts. But unfortunately, it's not suitable for us to send on, as you can see. Okay. So we use bankstatements.com.au. It's a terrific service and it's saved us enormously. Some people don't like the banking scraping technology. They actually delete your login as soon as it has, and all it allows them to do is read your statements and pull the accounts we need to email them to us. And it's much more secure portal than actually getting a statement and emailing it directly to us. This is a more secure platform. It has been investigated and verified by ASIC in the Australian government, so they believe it's the safest service out there, and that's why we use it. But I understand people might not feel safe, but please, you need to do the statements like we are. No point fighting about it, no point arguing, just give it to us like we need it. And this is why bank statements, you just type in your bank and away we go. And it gives us this great summary. It shows us the bank, your name, the account nickname, because often people go, well, this was for our property in Gold Coast, or this is for our property in Melbourne. And so we know which loan relates to which property. They give us the account number, the BSB. Most importantly, you can see the remaining term on the loan, because this makes the difference for your servicing. It gives us the interest rate, if it's fixed or variable, is it principal and interest or interest only? And also it shows when the loan will expire, because that's what we need to know for servicing point of view. Because if you've only got 15 years left on the loan, well, that can be more difficult to pay off for some people. So the banks are looking at that now. They never used to bother. They just say everyone can apply in 30 years, but it doesn't quite work that way. And the closing balance, and often we get the total, the actual ongoing repayment. Down the bottom here, you can see, well, an ongoing repayment is this amount, and that might be obviously weekly. So it's interesting to see how much people are paying, and very clearly these summaries that come from bank statements help us enormously in our assessment. So a couple of final things. 90 days for your information is not 3 months. And I know people will go, Louise, I gave you 3 months. No, you probably gave us 90 days. And then the other bank, the new bank, says, no, I need 3 full months, which is from 1st to 31st, or whatever those are, but for the full 3 months. And you'll note 90 days cuts it short a few days, and they just are ticking the box. So don't fuss about it, just give it the full 3 months. I would also advise you to go to your credit file at mycreditfile.com.au. Check it first before the bank does. They can already often see whether you're paying or not paying, but just be aware you can view that, or we can do it for you. Just ask us. And always dispute a late payment charge. Even if you've missed a payment and it has been your fault, if it's not a regular occurrence, ring the bank and say, look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to be late with my repayment. Can you please refund that charge? And it helps you for ongoing conduct. And say you want to refinance in time, a new lender does not then see that you've had late or missed payments and doesn't penalise you for the sake of it. And they will if they can see that happening. So be very aware of that. always pay on time. And clients who return documents promptly and correctly find the entire process easy and painless. So let's hope that is for you as well. So with success, that's what we want. A nice, easy process that works well. So as soon as you can give us what we need, this is what we're asking for. Thank you for watching. And if you need any further help, we'd love to help you.